Picking the wrong support hero to pair with your support duo can lose you games before they even start. In the top left of the screen, I'm going to show you the best pairing for every support hero outlined in green, and the worst pairings outlined in red. Let's get started. First up is Ana. Her best support synergy comes with Brig, who is able to act as a protector in this pairing. Ana's biggest weakness is her vulnerability when being focused, so Brig being able to sit by her can act as a great deterrent to any oncoming attackers. This allows Ana to focus on her insane output of damage, healing, and utility, causing this to be one of the greatest support synergies in Overwatch. Conversely, her worst pairing comes with Baptiste. Whilst you can get away with running Ana Bap in lower ranks, it's really not ideal for two reasons. The first is the sabotaging of ult charge. Both Ana and Bap have great tempo changing ultimates, and not being able to focus charge these at the start of fights can be really detrimental to your team. This combo also lacks a lot of utility, with both heroes providing great damage and healing output, but not much in terms of utility for their team outside of Ana's anti-nade. Moving on to Baptiste, his best support combo is with Lucio. Bap's kit includes insane AoE healing and 2 defensive cooldowns, meaning he rarely has trouble sustaining his entire team in the right composition. This allows the Lucio player to worry less about the team and worry more about engagements, disengagements, and how he can be a general menace to the enemy. They pair really well in grouped up brawl style comps, and maybe take the cake as my best support duo in all of Overwatch. As for Bap's worst synergy, I'm gonna go with Ana. These two can work in lower ranks, but almost have too much output when it comes to healing and damage, which means you miss out on the utility that some of the other supports can provide. Brig actually doesn't have too many synergies in Overwatch, and kinda works with most of the main healers. The best main healer to pair with her is Ana, since Ana is the most vulnerable of the main healers, and can use the protection that Brig provides to stay alive and generate insane value for her team. When it comes to worst pairings, I think Mercy is probably the weakest combo for Brig. They really work against each other when it comes to playstyles. Brig likes to stick close to her teammates to provide protection and healing, whereas Mercy likes to fly away onto off angles with her DPS pocket of choice. Neither of them have enough healing to maintain some of the more resource dependent tanks either, so I think this is a combo you should look to avoid. Next up is Kiriko, and her best support duo is with Mercy. This duo possesses insane survivability between them, meaning they can play independently of each other. This is important for allowing Mercy to pocket a DPS hero, since the Kiriko can sustain herself with both Swift Step and Suzu. Kiriko's healing is also high enough to make up for the lack of healing that Mercy possesses, also allowing Mercy to permanently focus on damage boost and worry less about her teammates dying. As for worst support synergy with Kiriko, I would go with Bap. Kiriko is probably the most versatile support and can work well with most other support heroes, but pairing her up with Baptiste just provides too much defense and not enough offense in my opinion. Their high healing outputs will often sabotage each other from building fast ults, and it's really hard to communicate the rotation of Suzu versus Immortality Field when it comes to solo queue, so there's just too much overlap for this to be a good synergy in my opinion. Onto the newest support hero now, Lifeweaver. In my opinion, his best combination comes with Ana. With Ana having no movement abilities to escape fights or maintain high ground positions, the abilities of Lifeweaver can cover over these flaws. If your Ana is getting isolated and attacked, Lifeweaver can grip her out of the situation and into safety. He can also use his petal platform to reposition Ana should she lose a high ground position, making them a pretty good combo. The biggest weakness for Lifeweaver right now is his lack of healing or damage output, but with Lifeweaver enabling an Ana, she is more than capable of carrying in the healing and damage department. Lifeweaver's worst combo comes with Lucio. Both of these supports are focused around positional utility rather than sustaining their team. Whilst both of these heroes work well in broad compositions, there's just not enough output for them to be a viable pairing, and I think they might just be up there with the least compatible combinations in all of Overwatch. Lucio's best support pair comes with Baptiste. Lucio really excels in most compositions where the entire team is grouped up and where the other support player can babysit the team. Baptiste is probably the perfect hero to do this babysitting. With the insane numbers that he can output paired with his defensive cooldowns, a grouped up team with a Baptiste on support will have no troubles at all. This allows the Lucio to do his own thing, focusing on speed boost engagement and looking to be a general menace. Moving on to Lucio's least preferred support partner, I think Lucio Mercy probably claims the prize of the worst support pairing in Overwatch 2. They kinda combat each other when it comes to playstyle, with Lucio preferring grouped up comps and Mercy preferring to do her own thing with a DPS hero usually on the flank. Both of these heroes benefit from having a strong burst healing support by their side, and Mercy paired with Lucio simply can't do this, and will ultimately fall short almost every single time. Moving on to Mercy, I think her best support duo is with Kiriko. Kiriko's long range and high output healing allows Mercy to take more dedicated routes of her DPS, focusing on the super strong damage boost rather than having to worry about sustaining her team. Kiriko's high survivability also means that the Mercy doesn't have to worry about her at all when she's off flanking, so this makes them a super safe duo to run. When it comes to worst supports to pair with Mercy, I think Lucio is easily top of that list. Mercy doesn't really get the opportunity to flank or damage boost when paired with a Lucio, and the Lucio doesn't really get the opportunity to group up and speed boost boost when with a Mercy, so I do really think this support composition is still the worst one in all of Overwatch. Onto Moira now, and I think her best support pairing is with Lucio. Moira's healing output is at its best when her team are grouped up and benefiting from both her Biotic Grasp and Biotic Orb. When paired with a Moira, Lucio's speed boost can be used in two different ways. In a grouped up brawl comp, Lucio's speed boost can allow Moira's whole team to push together, with the Moira sustaining her team in terms of healing. Or Lucio's speed boost can be utilized for fast attacking dive comps, allowing the Moira to dive with the team and provide both consistent damage and healing for her teammates. Moira's worst pairing comes with Baptiste. Both Moira and Bap possess fast charging ultimates that can be used super quickly to win early fights, but with them both outputting high healing numbers, they tend to sabotage each other in this aspect. The pairing also provide no offensive utility at all, and will often rely on their teammates to win fights when paired together. In my opinion, a more aggressive and flank style Moira would allow this composition to work, but it is a lot harder to pull off for the average Moira player. Up next is Zenyatta, whose best support combo comes with Baptiste. Zen's entire game plan is to utilize his Discord Orb and damage output, rather than focusing on sustaining his teammates. The main weakness in his gameplay is staying alive a lot of the time, since he is super squishy and has no real way of keeping himself alive. This makes Bap a great synergy for him, since Bap is great at sustaining the team by himself and can often protect the Zenyatta with his abilities. This works great in poke composition, since both heroes work well when they have some distance from their opponent. As for Zen's worst support pairing, I'm gonna go with Lucio. Both of these supports rely on their utility output rather than their healing output, so a lot of team compositions will struggle with Lucio Zen. Zen also doesn't really want to engage into the enemy team's face, so Lucio's speed boost is a pretty bad synergy for Zen. If the Lucio ignores Zen and just speed boosts the rest of the team away from Zen, that's kinda just asking for Zen to be dived and immediately taken out of the fight, so this comp is pretty bad in my opinion. The most optimal support pairing for every match completely depends on the tank your team is running too, so if you want to learn how to pick the best support hero for every tank, you can check out the video I made on that exact topic on the left now. Or if you had any questions about today's video, feel free to ask them in my Discord through the link in the description.